on that topic, actually, I have a quote from you, Rev, and so you once said in the conversation that we had on this podcast, you said, it's all about creation. It's about getting what's inside of my head onto paper, because universes you create can be infinite. They have infinite possibilities, infinite potential, infinite stories. And I think it's a shame that people don't value that as much as they should. So just, can you elaborate on that idea of just like infinite? Because, okay, first I'm going to say what I think, what you mean, but when you said that, right? Because I completely agree with you. I think the world that exists within us, within our heads, is not something we take enough value of. We kind of treat it like it's separate from the world that we can't really, inhabit, because everyone's just so stuck with like the menial labor of work. They don't take it seriously, the ideas that they have. And like, when it comes to artists, and I've realized when it comes to writers especially, that's all we take seriously almost. Like, we take that world meaning more than whatever goes on out here, because that, at least we can understand, at least we can make, and then we almost like explain our world through that. So like, whenever we write stories, you're kind of explaining the world that you inhabit in your head to other people, and be like, do you get it? Like, this character is like this, and in my mind it's an orc, and it's like, but like, you 7 arms and like, but they have this personality, and like, you kind of build that. What did you kind of mean about that, and can you elaborate on that quote a little bit?
Basically, imagination to me is infinite. It's just kind of like moving it then 1 inch back.
Perfectly balanced,
as all things should be.
I love it. It's good that you got that.
Yeah, of course, bro.
I know, I knew it too.
But yeah, like, imagination can be infinite. You can create whatever you want in your head, and you can do whatever you want with it. The ability to translate what's in your head onto a page so that other people can partake in that experience with you is the skill that I'm trying to hone, because I find that, well, I'm a bit of a control freak. I like making things. I like controlling small details about things. So, when you're creating a universe, it's about as close to playing God as you're going to get.
Yeah, you've mentioned, yeah.
It's
crazy, yeah.
So that aside, it's also really liberating, because you can imagine what the world could be like, and you can imagine different scenarios, and you can imagine different people and adventures and stuff, and in a way you'll never be lonely.
I also think, like, what does it feel like to have thoughts turn into things? Like, you think of, say you want to create like an object, with like ceramics, and then you think the shape of it in your mind, but then you can form it with like whatever chemicals we have at hand, and you like, I did that, like. But you get so used to that. What's that like? I don't, like, with resin, for example, like if I'm making a mold, I'd make it out of clay first, and then I'd cast it, and then I'd have like a silicone mold where I can pour the resin into. I'd always start off, if I'm doing a project like that, like if I'm doing a cosplay project, or if I'm doing just like a 3D, like actually like building something, I would, like, I'd sketch it out first is the thing. So I'd sketch it out first. I'd try to break it down into components, be like, okay, so I need to do this first, this second, this third. And then depending on how experienced I am with the medium. So with resin, not so much. I'm still learning. With that, it's been like a year since I've picked it up, but I don't play with it that much because resin is really messy and really expensive. But it's like trial and error mostly. I will Google a few things if I get stuck, but I like figuring things out for myself more or less. I find that the fun part of the process, because I can figure out what works for me and what processes work for me and how I can make it more efficient and more fun. So like the nature of like doing something over and over again, you actually look forward to that?
Yeah, I like getting stuck in a loop sometimes. It can be cathartic, and I'll have music on in the background. I'll have my favorite like TV show or an anime playing, or an audiobook, or like Friends on a fucking loop.
On a loop. I came in today, the friend you weren't even watching it, it was just on the loop.
I was passed out when you came in.
I found myself like looking like, oh no, like it's just so, it draws you in. You have no idea what's going on, but it draws. Okay, fine, let's stick on topic,
No, it's fine, we can go off topic, I don't mind, this is the point. Go on tangents.
Okay, talk to me about your love of Friends. What about Friends?
It's not so much a love of Friends as it is I grew up watching it because my older siblings, because Chris and Alex, both of them are like, Alex is like I think like 4 or 5 years older than me, and Chris is like six years older than me, and Friends would always be on, so I grew up watching it, and I'm autistic as fuck, like extremely so. So my Asperger's was just kind of like, that? We're going to have that be a lifelong hyperfixation. Let's latch on. And I was like, oh no. But no, it's great
You must
because
enjoy it at some point.
no, I do enjoy it, and it's fun
enjoy the
with
show, yeah.
it's fun with Chris because we always like throw references back and forth to each other. It's like I don't even have a plot.
Like, it's funny because you were like, are we watching Friends? And Rev would like say the line is coming up in like 2 minutes. And I'll just be like, I'll look back, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how did you know? Even if you know the line, how did you know exactly anyway,
Yeah,
it's how many times you've watched it? Yeah,
I don't know.
Basically.
Like this year alone, I don't know.
It's
a
pretty impressive.
It's just on in the background while I do shit because it's white noise.
Yeah.
At this point,
But-
like it's comforting. I don't have to concentrate on it,
Yeah.
and it's a childhood thing.
Yeah.
Ironically, in a way.
I'm glad. I guess. I'm glad that because I used to watch Friends too. Like when I was really young, I never carried on. But I'm glad I found it now because like it's just funny to see like someone that really cares about Friends. But okay. But anyway, we were talking about infinite possibilities in art. Okay, talk to me about what some of the different mediums that you think art. That you want to be exploring art in the future. Just if you had
like
if you had a choice,
if I could do any,
I could
like make anything.
let your mind roam into the.
I'd love to learn how to do like goldsmithing, like jewelry making.
Okay.
Like actually working with metals and stuff. That would be fun. Like blacksmithing, like anything to do with a forge. Like I want to learn how to make blades and stuff.
Like the massive thing.
I would love to learn how to make a proper like blade. That would be so fun.
And
like
so
a sword.
That'd be illegal. I don't know if
I would want to learn how to make a sword.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, a sword was my prom date. It would be full circle.
Would you like? Was it part of like the actual? Would you put engravings on it, or what would your sword look like?
I tried to make. No, but I can't talk about it because it's part of Phantasma.
Okay, sorry. And yeah. You guys have to wait.
Yeah, you guys have to wait till I'm actually done with the second book.
You have to and then loop back and cut and then.
Wait till I'm done with my PhD. 4 years.
Just 4 years, guys.
Yeah, just 4 years. It's not gonna kill me.
It's 4 years. Don't say it. It's gonna be an experience.
It's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited.
Exactly.
I'm really excited for my PhD.
Life, yeah. Talk about that also then. You're obviously like an amazing artist, but you also love academic. Talk about your academic journey and like what you're looking forward to in your PhD and just even further.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna go back to the start of this, like, I was doing really badly in English up until my last year of school. Like it was my lowest, like with my grades. It was other than chemistry.
You love.
I love reading and stuff. Yeah, but I didn't like. Part of me didn't take the class seriously, to be honest.
Okay.
But like I was getting like, I think like 80s, like low 80s, like 82, 83.
Oh, you have a system.
It was out of 100.
Okay.
And the highest you can get is, in English, the highest you can get is like 95 because like no one really gets like 100. Or like within that boundary because 100 means you should be published.
That makes sense, yeah, especially at that age.
Yeah, I was 16, 17. I want to say 17. And I did like reading. Like I was reading quite a lot at that point. I just didn't give a shit about analyzing it because I didn't want it to ruin the book for me. And then I accidentally did well on an English project on The Handmaid's Tale. It was like an oral exam on the corruption within the novel, and we had to comment on it.
How did you accidentally do well?
I pointed out that the corruption, because like when, oh God, we're talking about a book that I read ages ago. So he takes her to a brothel at some point, and the brothel is literally in the center of the city. So I talk about how literally the heart of the world is corrupt, and I commented on that, and it was like a 30-minute oral thing where you had to go on and be like, oh, this is why, and like defend it and stuff. I don't remember what else I said. But my teacher like really liked it because she used it as an example for the class, and I was like, oh God, stab me. And I got like a 96 on it, I think. And then I was like, oh, maybe I actually can do this because it was easy and I enjoyed it. And then I actually went into like my final year of school with that in mind, and I was like, okay, I'm actually gonna put in effort and I'm actually gonna try, and I'm gonna try analyzing these books. And we did Frankenstein and The Great Gatsby. Great Gatsby was chill. I was like, okay, I don't like, yes, F. Scott Fitzgerald is a great writer. I don't personally enjoy his work. But I fell in love with Frankenstein. And sorry, I'm going on a tangent.
No, this is exactly what you should be doing.
This is what you should title this episode.
On
a tangent.
Sorry, I'm going on a tangent. But no, please go.
And I really respected my English teacher. I mean, I always respected my teachers, but my English teacher was a really chill dude.
Yeah.
And he really encouraged me to write and to create, to just basically to have fun with that. Like essays, like he let me write papers on whatever the fuck I wanted.
And from that moment, did you have a thought of like, oh, I want to do this at like?
Yeah, I thought I wanted to do it at uni.
Yeah, PhD or was just
no. Just I was like, maybe I'll do it as an undergrad, and then when it came time to apply for undergrad, I was like, nah. So I applied for business.
Same.
And yeah,
same.
I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was like, fuck it, I'll be an investment banker.
Yeah.
So I did that for 3 semesters, hated it.
Yeah.
And then switched to art and then switched to English. And then after doing my second year, I got second year admission for English Lit because I'd already done uni. And then at the end of my second year, after I wrote Charmer, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a master's. I'm gonna do a PhD. I'm taking it like the whole way.
What was the inspiration? What was the seed of thing?
I was worried my degree would be useless without it.
You have to go all the way to the end, otherwise. My
anxiety was just like, no, you're doing this, and now I'm actually like, okay, I enjoy research. I love research.
Yeah, no, I think you do so well because I think you're right. You're enjoying both, but like the whole thing about academics is like you have to enjoy what you're doing. You have to enjoy taking that deep dive into.
It's so interesting because like you get to learn really weird things.
Yeah, really like detailed and a detailed level too. Like you would know the root of where it came from, and then you'd have your own opinion about it, and like so on. Yeah. Are you looking forward to teaching kids or like not kids but
I'll be like, God, I hate kids. I really hate kids. Like,
don't say that.
I hate kids.
We love kids.
No, we don't.
We love kids.
No, I want to punt one and see like, hey, 10 meters. I'm gonna be on a watch list. I'd be surprised if I'm not.
That's why I'm trying to help you. We love
trying to clean up my image.
Before.
I need my coffee. I have coffee. I forgot about it.
Probably cold coffee now.
I don't care. Part of the reason, aside of this pisses Kieran off so much. I don't mind drinking cold tea and coffee.
Yeah.
Because when I used to do art, for hours on end, because I used to have an art room back home.
Yeah.
I used to like have the cup of tea, and I'd be working, and then I'd forget I'd have tea.
Yeah.
And I'd work for like 3 hours, and I'd be like, shit, I have tea. So I'd finish the tea because I didn't want to waste it.
But it would be cold.
Yeah. So now I'm just used to drinking cold tea.
That's not. I mean, yeah, fine. I was gonna say that's not great, but I remember like I sometimes do that too. Well, I'll have like a carton of coffee. I'll come in the morning, and then over the day I'll just keep drinking, and it'll be like nighttime.
Okay, same difference.
Yeah, same shit. Yeah. So I can't really.
Hypocrisy, Jeff. I know. Hypocrisy.
Just one thing about me. Okay.
You heard it here first.
I can edit that part. Just edit that part out, Jeff. Come on, hypocrisy. Okay. One thing I wanted to ask you. This is not kind of in a question based on art specifically, but it can also be applied to art. What do you think drives human beings? What do you think, with your knowledge of people, just your understanding of the world, if you had to guess, if you had to just think about it for a second, what do you think is the driving factor of people?